Hello, welcome to the VCA Game and welcome to Gondwana. The VCA Game has been developed in the framework of the Value Chain Analysis for Development (VCA for D) project. The scope of the game is to understand a VCA for D study and use its findings for decision making. Please note that the game lasts around 2 hours and you can leave at any time and restart from where you left off. As a policy officer, program manager for agricultural development in the EU delegation, you have been asked to develop and agree with your national counterparts a new program on the rice value chain. You will ask yourself, how is the value chain performing? What do I need to consider proposing to my national counterpart to increase its global sustainability? The 5 phases of this game will provide you with the elements to answer these questions and successfully reach an agreement with the national authorities. Getting to know your mission and context. The first phase of the game is to familiarize yourself with your mission, with the findings of the VCA for D study and the context of Gondwana and its rice value chain. This information will be at your disposal throughout your learning journey. Harvest your data. You are now to save data to build your image of the value chain. You can do this in 2 ways. The first is by saving data from your study brief by clicking on the small globes. The second one is by saving data that appear throughout your conversations with local stakeholders. These data are completed by technical insights that give you the definition and explain the concepts and indicators mobilized. All the data you collect will be stored in your knowledge vault, which is your data brain. This is where you will later work on the connection between data and policies. To help you explore the value chain, the game will propose you 4 dilemmas. Before answering each dilemma, by selecting the policy option more relevant to you, you will travel within Gondwana to meet the local stakeholders in search of contacts in the value chain in the private, public, and non-profit sectors. Build your scenario. The game now asks you to organize your policies within a coherent scenario. The game proposes 3 pre-selected scenarios. Choose the scenario you think is most relevant to promoting sustainable and inclusive rice development in Gondwana. You will have the opportunity to gather more data to support your scenario by going to the study brief. Making a case. It is now time to identify the right data to support the scenario you have chosen. Drag the 2 most relevant data into the argument box of each policy measure to transform them into policy dialogue arguments. The quality of the data you transform and use in your policy dialogue with the Director General for Rural Development will have a major impact on the success of your dialogue. Negotiating and finding an agreement. You are now entering the final phase, using the data to support your arguments with the Director General for Rural Development for a bright future of the value chain. Your ability to convince the DG to support your scenario will depend on the data arguments mobilized in the discussion. Will he offer you the opportunity to sign the financing agreement? Be curious, be thoughtful. Good luck. Your feedback is very important to us so that we can continue to improve the content. Please complete the short survey at the end of the game and let us know what you think. The VCA game has been developed by Agrinatura and funded by the European Union.